and welcome to another repair with me video. Today I'm going to replace the shock absorbers, suspension, legs, dampers, whatever you want to call them, on this 20-year-old Bosch WFF2000 washing machine. So how do you know your dampers are worn out? If on the wash the drum is moving around excessively, they might be worn out. Also, you can check yourself. Sometimes you can tell by looking at the door seal, there's a crease here, suggesting that the drum should be higher or slightly different positioned. Also, you can hear that slight rattle. Sometimes there's a rattle, sometimes there isn't. Either way, I will show you how to do the job. So first I'm going to remove the drawer and the plinth. Got a flathead screwdriver to release the tabs holding it in. They turn to the left. The plinth should come off like that. Next I'm going to open the door and remove the door sill front lip and the interlock. I'm going to use a flathead to get the spring out. And I've got myself a Torx T20 screwdriver to remove the lock. Fold the seal inside first. As best I can. There is a fill flume at the top there, you can't actually see. Keep the screws safe. Now the interlock should just slide out like that. That can just stay hanging. Next up is this screw behind the drawer. On the right hand side, the random one on its own at the bottom here. It's just a standard crosshead screw. Unusual because they're usually Torx heads on the later models. Now to go down the bottom, well, we've got another two crosshead screws, one either side. Now those are out, you'll see that the panel has come away slightly. So now that's done, I'm going to pull away at the bottom, and then the panel should just drop down like that, come away like so. So these dampers then, there's one there and one over the other side. Some models have three, this one's only got two fortunately. Another way to test if they're gone, stick your arm inside and wiggle them. You can hear they're very loose and quite rattly. Other one, probably just the same. So that's that. Now I'm going to start removing them and I'll catch up with you in a sec. Right, so a small change of plan. I'm around the back of the machine now. Going from the front was really awkward because they were so tight, the bolts for the dampers. So I'm going to reattempt by going through the back and we'll see where we get. The bolts are 13mm, so let's get cracking. So before I get cracking, there's a better look at these dampers. Connect to the tub up there, chassis down there, and then the same the other side. Just about see at the top there. So I've got all the bolts cracked off. One was facing towards the back of the machine, all the rest was facing towards the front. So that made things a little bit more awkward as well, something I never noticed. But I'm going to start getting these off now. See there, the damper is free now. Right, so now the dampers are off the tub end, I've got a nice long extension bar on my 13mm socket. I'm just gonna get that on there. And raise that off. And there we go, one damper. Let's go over to the other one. And damper number 2. There we go, done. So back to showing you why these are so knackered then. The fact that I can do that is a reason. There's nothing stopping the dampers from moving. That should be very, very stiff and difficult to move. So now I'm going to get my new ones and start fitting them. So here's one of the new dampers. So I think it's a pattern part, but they work. They'll be fine. And you can see there's a lot more strength stopping the damper from moving, so they're not going to just fall out and fall apart. So let's get them fitted. I'm going to put them on the same way as before. They were like that before, so I'm going to fit them with the larger end at the top. Get you in there a bit so you can see. So that will go slot in there like that, and then the bolt will locate it when I get it in. That goes all the way through. Get that on there. Should be a case of tightening up. There we go. So let's kick that from the drill. That is now firmly in place. Before I put it all back together, I will get the ratchet on there and give it a proper good tightening. So let's go over to the other side. In line. Bolt goes in. And then we've got the drill on the end of the socket and the zip gun in. And let's do the other side, top. So hopefully you can just see the top of the mount is just there. Now push the damper up. It should find its place. It's not the easiest job for access. This bolt was in this side, so I'm going to do it as it was. And now for the other side. Again, I'm going to locate it from the front, and then we will bolt it in place. So I'm now just going to go over them all with a 13mm ratchet spanner, just to make sure they are as tight as I can get them. And there we have it. No rattles or anything. The tub feels nice and solid. It's not bouncing around all over the place. Now to rebuild the machine. Okay, so now to refit the front panel. I've got here, I've got a locator at the top, either side, one there and one the other side, which will go onto these hooks here. Again, very similar to the later style. Just up like that, and then the whole thing will push up. And then you've got two small locators that I forgot to mention at the bottom to hold the panel upright while you get prepared for putting the screws in. So now that's done, I'm going to refit the plinth now, because I've no need to have it out anymore. Find my screwdriver. Clip. Clip. Done. Now to refit the interlock. Now I'm going to refit the interlock. It just slides in. If it will let me put it in, let me go the other way. There you go. And quickly screw that in. Now to do the door sill. if I had more time I would have taken the door sill off and cleaned it. There was a bit of mould on it, but unfortunately I'll have to leave that for another video. Making sure it's flush all the way round. Done. Easier said than done when you've got a wonky finger. Right, now the door seal's done, it's just a case of replacing the crosshead screw behind the drawer to hold the front panel in. All the other ones are a bit loose. Okay, replace the drawer. And we're done. You can see, you can hear, it's a lot more firm. It doesn't rattle around so much. And there we have it, done. Thanks for watching.